One of the biggest issues people face when scaling their AI agency, whether they have 0 clients, they're making 10 grand a month, or even over 50, 100 grand a month plus, is using the correct sales funnel. And I've never really made a full in-depth video going over what I recommend regardless of what stage you're at, because making a mistake with this decision can cost you not only a bunch of time, but tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars into your advertisements. So I'm gonna be breaking down the funnel I recommend all of you guys to be using, regardless what stage you're at, even if you don't even have a client yet, and make sure you use the correct systems and processes that I'm actually going to be able to give out to you guys as you watch this video to the end. So with that being said, let's jump into what I think the ultimate 100K a month sales process booking funnel should be for everyone. Alrighty guys, so for context, before we go through everything here, I want to make sure everyone understands what a funnel is. If this is marketing 101 and you've never heard it before, essentially a funnel is a set of landing pages or a set of websites that you're going to send traffic through to ultimately have them pay you, right? With the AI agency service, the goal is to have clients that pay you ideally on a sales call where you sell them. But step number one to get them on the sales call is to make sure they book the call. And that is done through what's called the funnel. So first step, and I'm going to give you guys the ultimate sales funnel I recommend. There's many different funnels you can use. You can use webinar funnels, you can use challenge funnels, VSL funnels, and call funnels. Okay, those are like the main key 4 that people are doing inside their agencies. And hands down, what I see is working best, whether you're, like I said, at $0 a month and you have no clients and you're trying to get that first client, or you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, is the call funnel. Okay. Absolute, hands down, it's the easiest to set up, and it's just honestly the most simple, right? So let's jump into what a call funnel is, and then I'm gonna be breaking down step by step how to set it up properly inside of your whole operation, your system, and your agency. So step 1, the way a funnel and way the traffic works is, of course, no one's just going to a website unless you've paid or you've pushed traffic to a website. AKA you've sent a link to someone where they go view it. That's traffic, sending links to people that way. Or you're running ads, right? Which a lot of you guys, and if you guys have watched my content, I speak pretty high level. You know, most agency owners, or especially gurus on YouTube, they talk about a bunch of things that they don't do, right? I actively run ads in my agency, and it's what people inside my mastermind do that are seeing results, okay? And the many interviews on my channel have already that. So I want to talk about how to set this up properly and things that we're actively seeing just work well today. So first, let's say it starts with an ad, okay? This could be a very basic ad. Say we're going after roofers is our industry. This is just, an example. People click on this ad, they click that little learn more button below, okay? And this is what I'm breaking down right now, what a call funnel is. So they click on an ad like this, okay? Boom, they're interested in the offer, whatever's on the ad. It could be a video, it could be an image ad, however you want to set it up. And they get sent right to a page with a calendar, okay? And on this calendar, there's gonna be time slots where people can book a call with you. And on this call is where you're going to sell them. This is where you make money, okay? And more on that in just a minute. But when people click on a little time here, there's gonna be a set of questions that open up, okay? And my recommendation is you never have your calendar open beyond 72 hours. Unless you're traveling or some sort of emergency or whatever, always have your calendar literally maxed out 72 hours, because say someone books on the 15th of September and it's the 1st, people are going to forget, right? Like no one's remembering really. Like your show rate is going to completely plummet. And like the difference of having a 25% show rate, making 10 grand a month, and having a 50% show rate is literally double your revenue. Okay. If we're talking math here, you should be making 20 grand a month if your show rate is double. So really take this seriously and understand your calendar shouldn't be beyond 72 hours as far as it's open. Okay, people are going to, and I'm going to show you guys this much more in depth on how to set this up. But once people click on a time frame, right, that they want to book with you on and it works with their calendar, there's going to be a set of questions here that they're going to have to go through, and they're going to have to qualify to go through. Okay, we ask these questions because we're going to feed Facebook as we're running ads, say in this example. We want to feed Facebook the correct people that come through our funnel and the correct data, right? And I'm going to go in depth in that. Once people book a call, they're going to get shot to what's called a pre-call page. This is an example of what a pre-call page looks like, and I'm going to go, again, a lot more in depth on how this looks, but essentially you're going to be setting the expectations for them before the call. Once they've gone through here, okay, they should have automation, some text messages, some emails reminding them for their call. They jump on a Zoom call with you, and this is where you make money, okay? That is a call funnel. And very short, guys, like again, you're just pushing them from an ad traffic, like they like the offer, to a page like this, to a page like this, okay, once they book the call, they hear the expectations on this quick little pre-call video. You jump on Zoom with them, you sell them, and you make money. that is 101 what a call funnel is, and that is what is working best right now, all right? In my opinion, in my view. I think webinars, challenge funnels, those funnels take a lot more experience and sales ability and just public speaking to get there, right? Because you're speaking to a wide variety of people rather than just one-to-one on a Zoom call like this. And then VSL funnels, which I'm going to explain more in a minute, are to attract very high quality prospects and leads through your funnel. But if you're not spending, as an agency owner and you're watching this right now, if you're not spending hundreds of dollars a day, like I'm talking $200, $300, $400, $500 a day on ads, you're not going to get any leads through it because you're killing off too much traffic with throwing a VSL in front of these, potential prospects' faces before actually getting to the calendar, where everyone just kind of fizzles off, right? So let's jump into actually how do we set this up and how do we set up the correct call funnel based on your situation to, of course, make money. Now, what I want to preface here is everything I'm going to show inside of this video, like I mentioned earlier, is templates and things I give out to my viewers, okay? I use a platform called GoHighLevel. I'm a very, very big advocate for. I've been using them for, I want to say 2.5, 3 years at this point, ever since I started my agency on this YouTube channel. So from $0 a month to over 100K a month, I've been using HighLevel, and it's been the main CRM and place to hold all of my operations because it's the cheapest for what you get as far as value goes. It's just immense. So everything I'm going to show you here, there's going to be a link in the description where you guys can sign up and get a 30-day free trial for it. Most people have 14 days, but like I said, I've spent a lot of money with them. I have a great relationship with them. So they were able to give this to me so that I can give it to you guys. And once you guys sign up with this link below, there will be an email that gets sent to your inbox where you essentially have a snapshot that you import into your GoHighLevel sub account. And then you have everything I'm going to show you throughout this video, just for quick context before we go in depth. So let's jump on this funnel, for example, okay? This is a very basic call funnel is the example I was showing you. So we've got right here, we've got a booking page, and then we've got a thank you page, okay? Or a pre-call page, right? So key points here I'm gonna go through. First thing, I already mentioned it, don't have your calendar open beyond 72 hours. I really don't think, unless there's like an emergency, your show rate's gonna go down, okay? Show rate is extremely important, and I'm going to talk about some things I recommend using the call funnel and how you can increase your show rate because it is a massive metric that agency owners face. And it all starts with this step one. So you can actually go into the editor here once you're in GoHighLevel in the sub account like so, and you can edit it, put your niche here up at the top. You can kind of implement AI into your business to scale to, say you're working with real estate agents, 10 listing appointments in the next 90 days using our AI system. You could like add that right here. And then boom, you've got your calendar all within GoHighLevel right there. Okay, now key point here is step one. Once you've filled that out, we need to make sure our form on this page is correct. Now, we're sending traffic to this page. So this must mean you're running ads, or like I said, you're sending links somehow to people to book on this page, ideally people you want to buy from you. So when it comes to running ads, it totally depends on like what industry you're working with and what your offer is, because all of these things play a massive, massive just part in your cost per result, okay? Your cost per lead, your cost per call, your just overall money you're gonna make is really gonna be dependent on the results you see fast on what industry you're in. So as I'm speaking to all of you guys here, obviously you guys are probably all in different industries, and some of you guys might be spending as low as $30 a day on your own ads for your AI agency. Some of you guys are probably spending thousands of dollars a day, right? Because there are people at that scale who watch this content. Here's the key point. So regardless of what it is, we're sending people straight to a page like this. We're not sending people to an opt-in page, okay? If you're familiar with what an opt-in page is, I'll show you guys an example. It's very similar to what a VSL funnel is, but here's an opt-in page, okay? I'm personally not a fan of this anymore. So what an opt-in page looks like is something like this, where there's no calendar, okay? This is the first page you send traffic to. They get here, then they need to fill out their information, and then they get to the calendar page, and then they get to the pre-call page, right? So what you did here is you added a massive, massive barrier for traffic that comes through. I've seen about if you have this little pre-call page, or not the pre-call, the opt-in page before the booking page that you send traffic to, you're gonna see about 50% of your traffic die out just alone in this process, okay? 50% of people that get to the survey page are gonna die out, and then you're gonna see another probably good 30% of 40% of people that get to this booking page that also die out. So what you're doing with an opt-in page is you are killing opportunity, all right? I wanna make that very clear. The only reason it makes sense to have a opt-in page or like a VSL funnel, for example, is like I said, you're spending so much money that so much traffic is coming through here that you simply only want the highest intent leads on your calendar, which therefore this does make sense. But for majority of you, and honestly for what we're doing, it doesn't make sense that way because we can handle the volume. So we send people straight to this page, and then on this little form right here, all right, this is where it gets super, super important. And I'll build this out just with you guys here. This is the forms in high level. We're going to click add form. We'll click start from scratch. And there's this very specific way you guys want to set this up. It already templates this for us here. It is good to have consent boxes. Just for this example, I'm just going to get rid of it. Just so it's super easy to just look at. All right, so we've got first name, make this required. Last name, make this required. Make these things required because these people have to submit this. Cool. Now, again, this is going to vary what industry you're working with, but we're going to click radio select, next, and we're going to base questions off how do we get a gauge for how these people are doing in their business, because we do not want brokies, okay? We do not want broke people coming through our funnel and then book calls with us, which then in return gives our Facebook pixel data, okay? And I'm going to go a little bit more into this if this sounds like crazy stuff. We don't want to give our Facebook pixel data of people who are not going to be potential or really good buyers, or, you know, people who have money essentially at the end of the day, because that is going to just absolutely kill the quality of our business, because the quality of the calls we're going to have are a bunch of people who can't afford our service. So we'll say a question here, like, again, we'll just say we're working with real estate agents as the industry. Make this for whatever industry you're working with. How many, deals have you closed in the past year? Okay, we'll say this is a question. We'll give 0, we'll give 1 to 3, we'll give 3 to 5, and then we'll give like 5 to 10 plus, okay? Again, real estate agents, this is big deals. These are people selling their homes. They get big commissions, sometimes as low as a couple $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars. So if you're working with like med spas, for example, like how many patients have you gotten? Like it's going to be a much different number. You can even be super direct with them. Like how much has your business made in the past year? Sometimes people don't like that, but I'm going to give this example here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put around the 0, don't book. Okay, so everyone that sees this on the form are going to be like, oh, I've made no money. Say this is someone who's just looking on this and they've made no money. Don't book. They're going to click off the page. Majority of them, right? You're going to have those couple people that try to book in calls with you, but you can just delete them as it's going to be a very small amount. And boom, and we'll click save. And then we'll quickly add that right here in general info. Boom. Okay, cool. And then we're going to make this required. And we're going to ask a couple more questions. I don't want to really go through all of this super in depth with you guys here just because, you can make your own form based on your own questions. But how many deals have you closed in the past year? Great question. What are your goals in the next 6 to 12 months? And then you have like check boxes for what they want there. Like I said, you could replace this question for more of like a really direct answer. Like how much has your business made in the last 12 months? And the way you can frame this is it depends on certain industries you work with. Sometimes it's literally going to be as blatant as how much have you made. Other industries, you can make it sound like you kind of, I guess, know your audience a little bit more. So like for real estate agents, the way they look at their overall profits in their business in the last year is a term called GCI, or I think it's gross commission income, I think it is. And that's the language and the terms that they use is GCI, and that's the quick number you can say to quickly get a gauge on how much they've made. So point is you just want to ask like 3 to 4 questions here on this form to get a gauge of their business and disqualify the people that are just going to be broke, like a question like this here where it's very obvious. Okay, we're going to click calendar form. Okay, we'll call this calendar form main. We'll click save, and then we will go to our calendars in high level, like so, calendar settings. And inside the snapshot, again, you guys will have all the calendars and everything already set up for you. And then on the forms and payment, we're gonna click this, and then we're gonna click calendar form main, okay? So now what this is gonna do is on this little form here, if I am correct saying this, it is going to show up with the form if it's saved, cool. And boom. Okay, so now it's here. So people that go through this funnel are going to just automatically click off if they're 0. Here's why this is important, okay? And this is super important to understand as you're watching this. We don't want to feed Facebook bad quality leads. that is a disaster, because then Facebook will constantly try to optimize for the leads that are bad quality, because Facebook has no clue what's happening with the quality of leads that are coming through unless your pixel, which is the little data event, the code that's on each of these pages, tells it, hey, this is like, not a, this person did not end up being a lead. This person did. So, and I'm going to give you guys an example here, so if you're like, I don't know what a pixel is, I've explained it in many other videos. I have like a 5-hour free course on like explaining how to set this up. Pixels are used when you're running ads, because then Facebook knows off the platform, which Facebook can't track your platform. Like, you're sending people to your own website. Like, Facebook doesn't have control over that unless you put this little pixel code there that qualifies people as like page views and then qualifies them as leads with this little code. So the way it's set up, and the way I've already set up for pretty much you guys as you watch my videos, is everyone that books a call and they get to this page like this are what's called a lead. So Facebook's going to optimize for leads, and everyone that gets to this page and then clicks off, Facebook isn't going to optimize for those people. It's only going to optimize the ads for similar people that have gotten to this page, because this is what we're optimizing for, which is the lead code. I just showed you guys right here. Okay, boom, right here. It's optimizing for this. And key point is here, and this is super one-on-one terms, when people see this, okay, they're going to click off. Most of them will. So they won't actually make it to this page. Therefore, you're not going to feed Facebook a bunch of real estate agents who have never made any money in the last year, right? You don't want that, because that's just you're not going to make any money doing that. So now that we understand that, let's break down the pre-call page and how this works and why this is one of the most important and crucial parts inside the funnel. If this isn't set up properly, I see sometimes just have a calendar and it says like thank you once you've booked a call. Like, stupid, okay? Super stupid. Their show rate is probably could be increased by 25, 30% with just having a simple page like this that redirects every single call to. So once people have booked a call, you're going to have a quick pre-call video. This is like a 2 to 3 minute video, all the way up to like a 10-minute video, where you're going to just give them the expectations of what they should have on the call. I've seen some people that they try to have like super confusing stuff on this. Like, they try to make this video like made by AI and stuff. Like, don't go that far, guys. Like, you're the person on the sales call. They want to see you. They don't want to see some AI sounding person. Like, I've seen all of it. Like, if there's some of those people who are watching this video here, make this video of you, whoever's taking the call, super, super professional. Make sure you look good in this video. Appearance is everything, all right? Like, it's just one of those things where you need to look professional in this video. If you look like a slob, your show rate will go down, okay? Just will. It's the same thing as like the analogy of like, if you're trying to hire a lawyer, are you going to hire a lawyer that's in an ad wearing a tank top? Probably not, right? You want to see him in a suit or her in a suit. So treat the same thing here, okay? Appearance matters a lot. In this video, really what you want to film, and it all is in high level, so you can quickly just click edit, and then you can like upload a Wistia link, for example, or even you could just upload you literally could just host a video. You can just select the video from your computer here, and then it'll upload. So GoHighLevel is really good in that sense. But the whole point of this video is just to set expectations. So I'll give you guys an example of what to say. Congratulations on booking your call. We're super, super excited to speak with you. Main quick key things I just want to get across to you in this quick video, so you know we're not wasting any time and you are prepared for this call with us, okay? First thing is make sure you are in a quiet environment, okay? We do not want people who are jumping on these calls with a baby screaming in the back or in the car with bad Wi-Fi. We simply will just not take the call. Our standards, we are big on respect, so we're going to be respectful of your time, but in return, we'd hope you be respectful of ours, okay? And make sure you're just sitting at a desk, professional environment with a pen, notepad, paper ready, and from there, we can make sure the call is executed and you get the most out of it, and we are good to go from there. That's super rough, all right? Like, I did that off the top of my head, but that's something you want to make clear in here. And you can even mention, if you want to, a little bit about your services, but don't go too in depth to where people might have like the give a reason to not show on the call, right? That's why this could be as short as like a couple minutes. Then step 2, again, this is already made for the pages I give to you guys, but they're going to confirm their call by replying yes to our confirmation texts. This is all with automations. Extremely important this is set up, or your show rate, again, it will go down. And I'm going to show that just in a minute as well, because I've already made them for you guys. So they're going to reply like this. And then this, step 3, is something I don't see a lot of people talk about, but it's been immense for our show rate, what we've seen through our agency. And this is having like quick little almost objection handling videos before they jump on the call. Okay. So like you guys could think of like, and imagine common objections with a service like an AI agency service is people wondering how much is the cost, right? It's a big question for everyone. Or how does this program work and what does it do that gets me more business? Or I've been burned by other marketing agencies before. How do I know this isn't a scam? All very fair questions. What you can do is you can quickly make 1 to 2 minute videos handling each of these questions, because then when people show up on the call, you'll hear a lot of the time these questions don't even come up. I mean, of course, like how much does it cost? Like people are always going to ask that, but like these other kind of questions that people do have in the back of their mind, you'll actually see people don't ask it, right? And it's really cool to see that. So make little quick 1 to 2 minute video replies to each of these questions. And once you've got that, your page is essentially set, and then people should show up on the call with you. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the call funnel, which is extremely important, is if I go to automations, all this is already built for you guys. So when you guys import the snapshot, you'll have all of this, and I've already templatized it, everything. But when people book a call, right, on this trigger, so they booked in the calendar, demo call, exactly what I was showing you guys earlier, they need to get entered into an automation of some sort to give reminders, or else people will just not show up. Okay. They need to be reminded. So we have texts, we have emails, everything. So we have a pre-call confirmation email, which goes straight to them, to a confirmation text, to a pre-call text. Okay. So we send them 2 texts, 1 email right after they book the call. Then we have a 24-hour reminder, 1-hour reminder, and 10-minute reminder. And this is all over email and text, which I've already pretty much made for you guys. All right. And important point here is just make sure this stuff sends. It's all, again, already made, but if you don't have this, your show rate will go down and you will make less money. Okay. So overall, guys, that is really how a call funnel works in depth. And it's very simple, right? But in this video, I think it just made more sense to go more in depth on it. And especially when it comes to the form, making sure it's not, people can't book 72 hours beyond. And also making sure that people that get to this page that you're feeding in that pixel code back to Facebook as get more of these people, they're a lead, have them be quality. All right. People make this mistake, and they wonder why all these broke people are on their sales calls. This is why. Okay. Like, very crucial point. So guys, that being said, I hope you got some context for this inside your own AI agency and implement this for yourself. And I'm sure as many of you guys know, I do run an AI agency mastermind where we go a lot more in depth on this type of stuff here, where you have daily calls with me, a lot more, as far as like a snapshot goes and stuff, which we give to members in there. And it's overall just a community of everyone running this business model. A bunch of guys succeeding in there, and you can just be around like-minded people while also getting help from someone like me. So if you want to apply for that, you can click on the top link in the description below, and everything will be inside there, so you can check the description for links. And yeah, guys, that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was valuable, as this was a little bit more higher level, okay, than some of the more baseline stuff I talk about. But if you like the higher level content where I go a little bit more in depth and speak to the people who are really wanting to aggressively scale, then comment below and I'll do more of them. Just let me know. So guys, that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe. See you then.